Hello guys, and welcome back to another Cool Lotus 123 video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to start and take off and autopilot a Mooney Bravo in Microsoft's Flight Simulator 10. So this is the plane here. I have set up a flight plan from Edinburgh to Glasgow. Obviously the plane isn't on yet, so I can't show you that. So let's just jump right into it. So we'll begin by turning the plane on. So in the virtual cockpit here, what we're going to do is zoom in, and this set of switches over here is just going to flick all of them on. There we go. Next thing we need to do is enable our fuel mixture to get into our engine. To do this, we slide this red one all the way forward and this blue one all the way forward. Rotate the wheel and click boost pump. This is your fuel pump switch. This gets things running if you're on a hill or a slope, or if it doesn't start. And last but not least, rotate your wheel again and turn the key to on. There we go, and that's the plane started. So what we're going to do, I've already lined up on the runway, and what we're going to do here is set up for takeoff. So this is a flight plan from Edinburgh to Glasgow, so I'm going to quickly go ahead over here to this bottom square of this big sort of segment. This is your autopilot. This is your autopilot, and we're going to set this to 4,500. That's my cruising altitude, and we're going to hit Alt, that button there. You can adjust this. This is your incline rate, is how fast you're going to go up. We're going to leave that for now, that one's fine. The next thing you want to do is lower your flaps. So as you can see, your flaps are up at the moment. If we hop back into the virtual cockpit, down here underneath your mixture controller, you've got the flaps. Drag this into the middle or the bottom setting. For this I'm going to be doing the middle because it's not a short runway, it's quite a long runway, and I think that should do. There we go. Okay, so after the flaps are down, we're ready to take off. So if you're flying at night, make sure you press L to dim the cabin lights. This is them on, this is them off. That really helps, because you're actually able to see the runway properly. And we're going to throttle to 50%. And remember to use your feet controllers, rudder controllers, to keep the plane aligned as well as you can down the centre of the runway. And once you think you're going steady, just checking my speed there, throttle to 100%, and you're waiting to hit about 80 to 100, I would say, knots. And at that point you can pull back on the stick very gently and the plane should just rise naturally. Here we go, 100 knots, pull back on the joystick, and there we go, the plane's in the air. This is quite a nice rate of this is quite a nice incline rate, so I'm just going to stay at this sort of angle for a wee bit, just making sure that my speed isn't dropping, and then I'm going to press the Z or C key on my keyboard, and that'll turn my autopilot on. And what that should do, with any luck, is start the plane on its own. I'm not touching any of the controls now, this is on autopilot. Come down here to your flaps and raise your flaps again. You can see if they're up or down this panel here. And then your airspeed should start to increase as the drag is reduced. Next thing to do is raise the gear. This one here, drag up. and I forgot to do this earlier, but make sure you rotate the wheel and press that button again. So at this stage all of these should be clear. Next we want to turn onto our route, so this purple line here, or pink line, is our route. We're going to do this through autopilot again. Over here there's a small switch that says nav and GPS, flick that down to GPS, come back over to your autopilot again and click nav, and what you should notice now is the plane will start to bank onto that route, and that should be that. If you need to make any changes to your altitude, you can do that by coming down here and changing this 4,500 to a greater or smaller number. Your altitude is in this analog dial here. Make sure you press B and that will reset it back, because when your plane begins it's at a certain height above sea level. You're really meant to do that when you take off, but I always do it afterwards, because I never use the altimeter when I'm taking off. Okay, so there we go. That is how you take off a Mooney Bravo. If you would like to see how to land one, then just make sure to leave a comment and I shall show you. It's quite a simple process, and yeah, thanks for watching, rate, comment, subscribe, and goodbye.